Good afternoon, everybody. I am out of the property and wanted to give you a quick update on our garden so far this spring. It's my second year going into gardening or starting this garden, and I just wanted to give an update on my fruit trees that we planted over the fall, as well as how my spring garden is going so far, transitioning from the fall garden to the spring. These right here are my blackberries. I've got 4 of them right now. Plan to get more. Going to build a trellis, cattle fence type trellis this week because they're starting to vine out. I do have one of them producing fruit so far. Over here I have my Myers lemon tree, and then let's see, over here I've got 2 apple trees, a plum tree, and also a pear tree. And this pear tree is producing some green on it. Planted it last fall along with all the other fruit trees while it was dormant. No fruit yet. And then, let's see, over here are my apple trees. This one I just noticed yesterday put out some green on top. I was excited about that because I am in the deep south, almost as south as you can get in Alabama on the coast. So I didn't know how these apple trees were going to do, but they say they will grow in my area. This is my cornfield that I planted. First time doing corn. I'm excited about it. It's doing really good. These last 2 rows I ran out of corn. I planted 300 seeds, but I ran out of corn, so I planted potatoes down these last 2 rows. This is my plum tree. It's going pretty good. Some of those potatoes sprouted. I planted them a few weeks back, and then I just planted some more yesterday. So those haven't sprouted yet. Oh, and I do have some potatoes in this box. I wanted to do the cardboard box experiment. So I've got 2 different kinds. I've got the purple Majesty in this box and the red Lesotas in that box. Over here, I ordered some almond trees. So I have 2 almond trees right here. And after we planted them, like 2 days later, I started getting green already sprouting on my almond tree. And then I've got 2 walnut trees here that I also ordered from the same company, Tai Tai Nursery. I've got 2 green seedless grapes here, as well as 2 more seedless green grapes here. My husband loves those kinds, so I got him quite a bit. And I got me a red seedless grape. I think I'm gonna get me another one. Can't just have one. Something might happen to it. And this is my little greenhouse that I recently built with the cattle panel idea that a lot of people do. It's not perfect, but it works great for me. This is potatoes that I still have left over that I could plant. I'm gonna give some to my sister. I've got all my grapefruit trees over here that I got the seeds from my sister's tree. She had some amazing grapefruit that I got, and I kept some of the seeds and germinated them. I think I got 22 plants. Every single one of them germinated. I was very impressed with that. Carrots, some green beans, a couple more of my grapefruit trees. These are different flowers that I'm starting in here to transplant out to the garden. All my seedlings that I started this past winter. I guess it was in February or March, really not winter, but at least not for us. I got tomatoes of all varieties. I've got jalapenos, I've got squash, I've got zucchini, I've got, what else do I have? Watermelon that I decided to try this way first. And then I've got cucumbers, I've got eggplants, more tomatoes, green bell peppers, red, orange, yellow, and purple, mini bell peppers, gypsy bell peppers, stevia. These are some of the little plants that I grafted. I'm trying to see if I can successfully do that. And then over here, this is where I had all my fall stuff planted. I tilled it up the other day, having a hard time getting rid of those scarlet kale. They're so pretty. And I got a little bit of celery that needs to go into pots because this ground is not doing good. It's too tough. It's not tilled up good and deep enough. And I've got some Swiss chard there and some broccoli going to seed. And of course my onions that are still going strong. But this I tilled up from the fall. I'm going to cover it with a big black tarp to kill all the weeds and grass because it was so bad coming up. I did not give it enough time before I planted my fall stuff for it to really be a successful earth bed for my vegetables. So I'm going to put a tarp over that and not use it this spring and summer. If I do, it'll be towards the end of summer for my sweet potatoes. But I did plant 3 different okra varieties here. I still got 2 collards left. This right here is something I showed a while back where I'm going to lay these stones. I am procrastinating because it is hard. Those are heavy and I'm doing it by myself. So I need some help. These are my raised beds that I started out with in the very beginning last spring and summer. Was the first thing I started out with was these raised beds before I added on all that and added on to the other side of it. But I still have some fall stuff going to seed. I'm going to collect some of the seed. Some of it I'm still picking from, but most of it is done. But my celeries, I'm still eating. I've got these onions that are looking good. My spinach is going to seed. Most of it I've cleaned out so I can get it ready for spring 2024. So I'm working on that. Got a lot of cleaning up to do. And then over here I've got my sweet peas going down this row on both sides. I've planted some black eyed peas there. I've got my German butterball potatoes there. And I planted some purple whole peas here. And then I've got more sweet peas going down the side, hoping to get a ton to can this season. This area I've got my majestic purple potatoes in the earth bed rather than a cardboard box. And I've got here my red fingerlings. So that's what I've got going on this side. And I recently added this late fall, maybe it was early spring, maybe March. So yeah, this early spring I added these 3 boxes. This one I have the yellow wax beans in it. This one I have potatoes that I planted the same time I planted these. These are red Lesotas and these are taking forever. I just found 2 days ago that I've got 2 sprouts, one there and one there. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully they'll get going. I got impatient and I started planting down the middle some red French fingerlings, so I added to it. This one doesn't look like a whole lot of them as far as many as I planted actually came up, but maybe they will be late bloomers. Over here I got my strawberry bed. This insect neck is struggling, but I'll fix it. And then I got my garlic over here, is doing fantastic. This area I have been cleaning out, so I didn't get a picture of it before, but as of right now I still have some things to move, but I am going to clean this whole area out and extend back this way, so stay tuned for that. I'm not adding beds, but I'm going to clear it out and get it ready for a quail coop to be built over here and my garden shed to be built, and I don't want to deal with all this grass. So I'm gonna lay down some of the weed barrier after I till it, cut it, till it, and lay down the weed barrier, and we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned for that. And then let's go see over here. I've got my Scuppernong grapes. I've got one here and one here. That's another project I want to do this week or next week is build my trellis for these. And this one is getting some little creeps on it, as you can see right there. They're all over it. That is so exciting. I just planted this past fall, and I bought it last spring. So I'm excited to see what it does. And then over here, I've got my Satsuma tree. Let's see what it does this year, if it does anything. It may not. I mean, it's small. I just bought it last spring and planted it this fall. Currently, my blueberry bushes, I've got 6, and I want like 6 more. So they're all planted. And if you've seen any of the past videos, I think I put some pictures up of the blooms, but they have blueberries on them ready to mature. Oh, they look so pretty. I'm excited about these. I think I have 3 different varieties here. I remember one of them's Tiffany, 2 of them are Premier. That's a powder blue. So I think that's the only varieties I have. That's a Tiffany blue, powder blue, Premier, and that's a powder blue. So yeah, I got 2 Premiers, 2 powder blues, 1 Tiffany, and I have no idea what that one is. So that should be exciting. Oh, and over here, I do have a grapefruit tree. That is the yellow, white skin grapefruit. It's not the pink, but it is pink in the middle, maybe? I can't remember. Not an expert on that, but I'm excited about it. Over here, I have another pear tree. This one actually has a little pear on it. You see right there, and there was a bug just on it. So that's doing good. And then over yonder, in front of the cabin, I do have 2 more apple trees, and they are getting ready to start putting out some green. I saw a little bit wanting to come out, but it's not quite exposed. And I also have 2 mayhaw trees over there. Go check those out. I'm excited about those. Those make some really good mayhaw jelly. And my quail coop over there, which is doing good. Quails have been laying eggs and living life in their aviary. I just uprooted some grass, put it in there for them to have some natural places to hide. So we'll go check it out. These are the mayhaw trees, one there and one there. They are all greened out. Now I'm just waiting for some blooms. One of them did have a flower on it, but that's it so far. And then over here, the quail coop, got it all covered up, keep predators out. But I planted some grass in there, and they're hiding underneath it. They like it. And also this walking iris, flowers just bloomed. They love that, hiding underneath it. There's one hiding underneath it right now. You may not be able to see because of the hardware cloth. And it was sitting on an egg. There's an egg right there. They're so cute. It's kind of hard to see through the hardware cloth with a little camera, but that's it for them. They love it in there. It's great. Oh, there they go, talking to us. So that's pretty much it. That's the update right now on the garden. Getting ready for the spring. I'm late getting my stuff planted. And I do have green today. This is one of the apple trees. And I actually have some green coming out. This is the Fuji apple. I got 2 Fujis and 2 Galas. I was told that those can survive down here in South Alabama and that we get enough chill hours for them with our very short winter. So we will see. I know that they don't produce probably the first 1 or 2 years, I think is what I hear. But when they do, it's going to be exciting. So I am late planting stuff in my earth beds, definitely in my raised beds for this spring. But at least I've got some things going in the greenhouse. Those are ready to be moved into bigger cells. My zucchini and squash, I'm going to bring those right on out to their forever pot. And then the tomatoes and bell peppers, I'm going to move them into bigger seed cells because it's past time to do all of that. But at least they're thriving, they're alive, and I've got them going. So my tomatoes they're getting way too tall for those little cells. It's time to move them into bigger. And some of my bell peppers and squash, or my squash and zucchinis are turning yellow. That's freaking me out. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, and it's just because they're too big for that pot. I believe they need to start getting some real nutrients and not just vermiculite and peat moss. All right, so that's pretty much it. Y'all stay tuned for the updates coming.